Hey guys, my name is Matty Collins. Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm just going to show you how to ball on a budget with a RF mount camera. So for instance, if you have a Canon EOS RP or R or R5 or R6 camera and you're like, there are no good wide angle lenses on a budget, well, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a hack that I do. Alright guys, so before we get into the video, there's two things I want to talk about. Number one is that I'm going to provide test footage with this magic lens on an RF mount Canon camera at the end of this video. So I'll show you what this looks like in both 1080p and 4K. And secondly, I've never done this before, but I'm going to be posting affiliate links in my description. So if you end up purchasing a lens or a camera through my channel, it really helps. I get a kickback and it helps the channel grow. So thank you in advance for that. All right, let's get into it. All right, so this video is geared towards beginners, obviously, because if you have the money, it's a smart idea just to buy the wide angle RF Canon lens that's on the market right now. But if you're like me and you're a hobbyist and you're not yet doing it for too much money, I have a few clients here and there, but to be honest, this is the perfect solution for vlogging or for real estate or anything that you need a super nice field of view and nice and wide, and there are some caveats. So first thing you need to know is that this probably looks longer than normal. It's because I have an autofocus adapter, and this is an EF/EF-S adapter that goes to an RF mount. So it allows you to mount old lenses to your new RF mount. And this is like important to have in your bag if you just picked up an RF mount Canon camera. Second thing you need to know is that this is not a RF mount lens. It's not even an EF mount lens. It's an EF-S mount lens, which is designed for micro four thirds cameras. And so there are a few downsides to this, is that it's not as much glass. You're not gonna get as clear of an image. But I have been shooting in 4K on this lens and it's actually pretty solid. There's a few things that are very positive about this lens, and you're gonna pick this thing up for about $100 used, but it has stabilization on it. So you can see here that there's an on-off switch for stabilization, and I think there's a Samyang or Rokinon wide angle 14mm lens that was just released for RF mount cameras, and that's great, but it's more expensive than what this is. It doesn't have stabilization. Yes, you will get a clearer picture from it, but that lens has its downside and it's a lot more expensive. So yes, it has stabilization. It has autofocus built in. The autofocus with it is pretty darn good on these mirrorless Canon bodies anyway. So you put this on, the autofocus on the EF-S lenses is good enough. And I shoot a lot of my videos manual focus, or my photographs manual focus anyway, with focus peaking on. And so like autofocus is important to me, but not all the time. So it's a 10 to 18 millimeter lens. And this doesn't translate directly to your full frame camera, because when you put a micro four thirds EF-S lens onto your full frame camera, there's gonna be a crop. And I'll put right here the values. So like 10 to 18, I believe it's a 1.6 times crop. So the 10 would be 16 millimeters and the 18 would be 28 or something like this. So that's something to consider as well. It's not as wide as a 10 to 18, but again, we're balling on a budget here. We're getting this for a super good value, and I've had it for the last year, and it's so helpful to have in my bag. So it's lightweight, it's compact, it's good for travel, good for vlogging, and I just throw it in my bag just because, and I always have this adapter with me anyway, so not really that big of an issue. But anyways, that's today's video. I hope you found value in it, and if you did find value in it, please be sure to hit that sub button and like the video, because and like the video, because I'm just looking to connect and network with other filmmakers out there who are trying to do this full time, either through YouTubing or getting clients and things like that. So feel free to share something in the comments that you liked or disliked about the video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Okay, we're gonna do a quick test here. This is the 10mm focal length on the EF-S lens. Autofocus is on and stabilization is on. So this is me just walking. And this is me going for a trot. Apologies for the audio. Okay, so the exact same settings, but this time the stabilization has been turned off. I'm going for a run again. See if you guys can tell a difference. Okay, so we're punched in a little bit more because this is now 4K, autofocus on, and stabilization is on. I recommend, if you're shooting on the EOS RP, to never shoot autofocus in 4K just because it's so bad. So typically I'll have this on manual, but let's go for a walk, see if it tracks me, which is doing an okay job at. And now go for a run in 4K, stabilization on. This is all handheld. People think I'm crazy. Yeah, definitely think I'm crazy.